was transporting some passengers to a hilltop. It was late in the evening, and suddenly all the bulbs in the bus went down due to some malfunctioning. Just with the moonlight, the bus driver was navigating his path. Everyone was scared, terrified, and holding on to their seats. And one little boy was very casual, smiling, humming, and singing some songs. An elderly man seated beside him asked, "Are you not afraid? We are all so terrified." The boy smiled and said, "I am not afraid, cause the man who is driving the bus is my father, and my mother is waiting for us at the hilltop. Similarly, there is a father who is in control of everything. Maybe you are worried of something right now. It may be your studies, or your board exams, or some financial crisis at home. Maybe your parents are fighting, and you're scared about the outbreak of COVID 19. But I want to remind you, dear children, of a verse in the Bible, Isaiah chapter 8, verse 17. I will put my trust in him. I will put my trust in him. A little boy could trust his father. You and I need to trust our Heavenly Father. God bless you, my dear children. Do not be afraid of anything. Just put your trust in Him. Can you all open your textbooks to page number 37 or the PDF to page number 37? We have started with the theories of employment and income. A recap. Income and employment theory is a body of economic analysis concerned with the relative levels of output, employment, and prices in an economy. These are some of the macro factors, and every government is trying to create policies that contribute to economic stability. The world went into a depression in the year 1929. This began on October 24th, 1929. The worldwide depression, the Great Depression. During that time, unemployment reached 25% from 3%. So many people were unemployed. So the wages fell down and the GDP also fell down. And in United States of America, the GDP fell down to $55 billion from $103 billion. It almost came to half. There was deflation also. So some general knowledge about this. During the Great Depression in 1932, the president of USA was Franklin D. Roosevelt. He was the one to sign the New Deal to create jobs and to provide unemployment insurance to people. Why did he start this great reformation or the New Deal? It was because of J.M. Keynes. J.M. Keynes is one of the greatest and the most influential economists of the mid-20th century. That's why J.M. Keynes is called as the father of modern macroeconomics. Keynes suggested that there must be spending from the part of the government by borrowing from the public. Government borrowing and spending on public works to boost the demand. This was the suggestion given by J.M. Keynes. So we already saw about the classical economists and the modern economists. So, what do you mean by classical economics? It is a school of thought in economics that flourished primarily in Britain in the late 18th and early 19th century. Some of the classical economists are Adam Smith, J.B. Say. We'll be studying about J.B. Say in this lesson. We'll be studying about the Say's law. Then Ricardo and Thomas Malthus are some of the classical economists. And classical economists advocated free trade. So, what do you mean by full employment? Full employment refers to a situation in which every able bodied person, what do you mean by able bodied person? People who are fit to work, they have good limbs, they are mentally stable. Such people are called as able bodied person. They must be willing to work at the prevailing wage rate. If all such people are employed, then it is called as full employment. Full employment means that persons who are willing to work and able to work must have employment or job. Keynes has also defined full employment as the absence of involuntary unemployment. Today we'll be seeing about unemployment and its types. So what do you mean by unemployment? Unemployment refers to those who are willing to work, people who are willing to work and able to work. They are able-bodied persons, but they cannot find a suitable jobs. So unemployment refers to those who are willing to work and able to work but cannot find suitable jobs. India's rural economy has both unemployment and underemployment. Okay, so in India we have the rural areas as well as the urban areas. The major feature of rural unemployment, that is unemployment seen in rural areas, is called as rural unemployment. Rural unemployment is the existence of unemployment in the form of disguised unemployment and seasonal unemployment. So in rural areas, you find disguised unemployment and seasonal unemployment. Whereas in the urban areas, you come across frictional, structural, and open unemployment. So you might be wondering whether there will be unemployment in developed countries. Yes, surely there will be unemployment even in developed countries. In developed countries, you come across purely temporary or cyclical or frictional unemployment. Whereas countries like India, which are developing countries also find unemployment. It will be structural unemployment, unemployment in the form of structural unemployment. So today let us see the unemployment and its types.